Come on now. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're live. It's 3 o'clock in the morning on the dot. And look at this absolute hero that I've got here as a guest on my 3 a.m. Keeping It Real After Dark. He's freezing his ass off. I could clearly see this. And this is really part of the sacrifice. And I have to say, Tim Brown, you, sir, you should be wearing a cape. You need to wrap that blanket around like a cape because I've never seen anything like this. I hope that everything is okay. Tell me how you're hanging in there. You're 20 hours into your excursion. How's it going?
Chuck, I'm out here. I'm on the roof. I'm surviving. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm next to a chimney flashing right here. A poorly done chimney flashing, as you can imagine.
Okay.
That part of it, I'm suffering. I have to look at this chimney flashing.
That sucks. I understand as someone who takes chimney flashing personally, when you're up on there and you know it's your own house now, so you're like, shit, now I need new chimney flashing. So that's
Yeah,
gonna be the first project. I love that you're examining the components on the roof.
it's it's got a
How's
cricket.
everything going up there? I mean, it's what pitch is that roof by chance? It looks like it's about a 512 or so. Is that about right?
I'd love to tell you that it was 612 or above, Chuck, but it's a 412, and I do have an electric blanket here.
No problem. Hey, survivalist, dude. Survivalist. This is like, I mean, this is the equivalent of being out like
Yeah,
somewhere on a deserted
yeah,
island. I mean, this is 24 hours, Tim. This is not a joke
yeah,
here, bud. This
yeah,
isn't like, hey, I'm going to go up there, shoot a couple videos, come
yeah.
down. Like you're surviving. You're making it happen.
I will say this. I don't know if you can see it. My breath is visible. Let me see if I can get it.
Even more heroic.
Yeah,
Look at
it's
this,
so
ladies
it's
and
in the
gentlemen.
30s. It's in the 30s or the 40s.
Okay.
Somebody was telling me they were going to bring me by some breakfast. I told them not to because I'm actually going to be running around tomorrow, kind of quick. But yeah, basically, it is actually very cold out, and so my hands are kind of icicles right now.
Oh, no gloves.
Yeah, well, actually, I had some on, but I'm trying. I gotta dramatize this. This is very fun. I've got a blue light here to just make it
Absolutely.
even
This
more.
is incredible. I'm loving
Yeah,
every aspect. We have a viewer right now, dude. I have no
yeah,
idea who it is. If you're the viewer that's
yeah,
watching this right now, comment
yeah,
on my Facebook because I want to
yeah.
know.
Who are
Thank
you?
you, whoever the hell is
Yeah,
crazy enough to
yeah,
be up with the two of us. But
yeah,
this to me was an opportunity. This is well,
yeah.
whoever was watching just bailed on us. So all right,
Okay,
cool.
it's all good. It's all good. They'll
We'll see you
watch this
guys later.
later.
You can catch the replay. So I saw this
Yeah,
amazing thing that you're about to do. You announced it a couple days ago. I'm going to spend 24 hours on a roof.
yeah,
I have been in the industry 25 years and I've never seen anything like this. So I thought, interesting opportunity. I would
yeah,
like to reach out to this young man and see if I can somehow be involved.
yeah.
And I do believe I haven't done a whole lot of research, but I'm going to just assume this is probably the first ever live podcast from a rooftop.
Oh,
And if not, it's the first live podcast from a rooftop featuring Tim Brown. So
oh,
one way or the other, we're setting a trend here.
oh, yeah.
And I got to say, thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Absolutely. And I've got a little bit of a message.
Okay,
You know,
I'm
like
definitely going to ask, what's the point of what we're doing
yeah.
here?
I mean, I kind of like realized it as I was, sitting down on the toilet last night, on the bucket. I
Yep,
was sitting
yep.
down on the bucket and I kind of realized what it was kind of all coming together for me. You know what I mean? What is the point of this? Because people asked me, and at first I had to tell him it was my video guy's idea, and he just wants to get more views, and that's not exciting. So
It is exciting, but I
yeah,
feel like you're about to just take us into a completely different universe right here.
yeah. I realize, you know, there's this gratefulness that I always feel, and whenever I'm doing, like, I always do three grateful things I'm grateful for in the morning. Every morning I wake up, and usually it's on the way to work with my wife, and we talk about things I'm grateful for. But the place I feel the most sincere is just the basic amenities of modern life. One, a roof over our head. That's honestly, it might be the most simple thing in the world, but it is, like, I am actually the most grateful for that. And I mean, like, modern plumbing. Like, as I'm sitting down in this bucket last night,
you can't help but respect whoever invented pipes and whoever invented water, because it's like,
Yeah.
thank you, like this could be really bad. We could be shitting in buckets, dude. Like,
Yeah.
thank
And
you,
then, and like,
evolution.
and then like being in this freezing cold, and I feel like this is as perfect time as any, is like, you may know that we're trying to get into HVAC a little bit more. So if you are watching this and you're a roofer rooting for a hook agency, also be okay with referring us HVAC people. So to me, HVAC plumbers and roofers are heroes. This is what I think I'm partly made to do, and I'm not joking. This may seem like a joke, but I'm like partly here to remind everybody out there outside of the roofing, plumbing, and HVAC world how ridiculously important these things are. How much we can. It's a fun thing to be grateful. It feels very good to be grateful. It's very hard to be grateful and resentful at the same time.
I
And
think it's impossible, quite
yeah,
frankly.
and I'm a little bit of a Grinch sometimes. I'm gonna be for real for you right here. Like I'm a bit of a Grinch. I got resentments. I got like mental health issues and stuff like that. And for me, gratefulness is a superpower. I need it. I'm reminding myself of that every single morning. And those are three things that I'm like ridiculously grateful for. And I think we can all be ridiculously grateful for every single day that we get to wake up in a fucking warm house, dude. And it's beautiful. So if nothing else, I'm just reminding everybody in this video, and this, because I'm doing this 24 hours on a roof video, and I don't know if there will be any trickle off of past roofing. I think it's an interesting video. I'm trying to, this one more than any other video, I'm trying to promote it to other people as well.
We're
Besides,
taking this mainstream. Don't you worry. I got you.
yeah.
We're going mainstream.
So that's what the message. That's what the ultimate message of this video, the 24 hours video, and I hope that's a little bit of the message of this podcast is just gratefulness for the basic amenities of modern life. We haven't always had this stuff, and these roofs. I'm on a. People would be mad at me. I'm on a 3-tab. It's a 3-tab shingle, but just these basic roofs, just a shingle roof. It's it hasn't always been this way, man. There's thatching. There was like mud. There's a lot of worse roof systems. We haven't always had what we've got now.
Even our 3-tabs are better than what they used to have.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like it's actually legit. Like modern houses are crazy. Just even in the last 30, 50, 100 years, what we got is just wildly different and better than what they had back in the day, with all due respect to our forefathers and
exactly. They made do with what they had. I can appreciate it. I came from an era when you didn't have to wear seatbelts in the car, so it is what it is, right? We've evolved. Yeah. I did actually notice that you had 3-tabs, and that was one of the points that I had for my bullet points here was, do you think in this case, it's actually advantageous to you as the guy who's sleeping on the roof? I feel like an architectural or obviously like standing seam would probably be pretty tough to sleep on. So like you've got the optimal system for a 24-hour stay on a roof. You've got a nice flat 3-tab. Everything's going good. I did notice that there is a little bit of debris over there, like where that wall is. And I was wondering, have you taken the time since you've been up there to clean your roof? That's a important thing that we like to teach our homeowners. Very crucial. Routine general maintenance it can be the reason for losing an insurance claim. So how's everything looking right now?
I'm glad that, yes, I did take some time to do some leaf blowing.
Nice.
I had Matthew Danskin was educating me on that and the importance of that. And he did a video talking about the ideal roof inspection. And I like to maintain a little bit of noobness at all times, roofing noobness, because I think that I like being educated. I like letting people educate me. And so he was talking to me about that, and we brought up a leaf blower, and the video guy said I looked like a hobo on an underpass clearing
Well,
off.
hey, dude, you're portraying a roofer right
Yeah,
now, so there's a little bit of a, that's the
corollary.
character you're
Yeah,
portraying.
yeah.
Most of us look like that.
But it was like I had my bed over on that side of the roof, so I was like kind of like getting my area just like clean. But
Prepping it, hell yeah.
hey, but you know, respect there too. People that have to. Hey, that's another thing. People that have to sleep out in the elements. And I mean, like, I'm kind of joking about it, but damn, it's like respect to all those people too. To go deep again for a second. It's tough, especially in here in Minnesota. There is a lot of people that are homeless, and God, can't imagine. It's so cold, and it's getting colder right now here in Minnesota. So, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we figure it's in the 30s right now, and it's not getting cold yet as far as the season goes.
yeah,
So I agree with you 100%. I live in San Antonio, and we have a problem here with that as well.
mm-hmm.
And it's never easy to see, and you always feel for people. And it's like, man, I literally just a couple minutes before so courageously mentioned that it's cold there, and we're talking about the amenities and how great it
Yeah,
is. I was actually in my head just complaining, like, damn, it's a little bit warm in here. Like,
yeah.
I wish that I could get to the AC and cut it down a little. So I'm actually going to sacrifice my comfort as well. I'm going to stay warm. And I built this fire back here for you. I hope that you can feel some of the
Yeah,
heat resonating from it.
I am, as my hand, like I'm holding, I am like, suffering right now holding my selfie stick, which I think everyone can understand. Like as
Yes,
as an influence, I know everyone like probably feels for me as an influencer out here suffering, and they're
for
probably like,
sure. I do.
I I I feel for influencers in general and all that they go through creating content. I'm
Yeah,
holding.
it's
I have to hold my selfie stick here, like with my cold hand. I'm looking at your fire and just suffering.
got it going on over here. I wanted to at least make the impression that there's some warmth coming out of this deal. You've certainly maximized it with the blue light. I mean, this is absolutely brilliant. Nothing
Yeah.
exemplifies freezing your ass off more than this blue that I'm looking at, and it's
I wish I
perfect.
could
So
stay shaking. You know what I mean?
yeah, right. This. I mean, this is actually all natural and organic. I'd love to thank you for this.
Yeah.
But I'm also wanting to make sure that you're still alive out there on the roof.
Yeah.
You still seem fairly coherent. You got a little bit of a nap here a little while back. Let me ask
This is my
this.
real breath. Look at this.
I see it, dude. I clearly see it. Like now I understand. I got locked in a cooler one time when I worked at a fast food restaurant for about 20 minutes. And I can only imagine how you feel right now. Like I thought I was going to maybe die, but yeah, check this out. And this is also how you can kind of tell that Tim's been awake for about 24 straight hours. We spent
Yeah.
30 seconds checking out your breath right there. That's pretty good. So
Yeah. Yeah.
probably not something we do at a 3 p.m. podcast.
Exactly.
So you've been out there, dude. And one thing I noticed throughout the course of the day is you've gone live. You've had several guests that have
Yep.
joined in. Even had people come to your home directly and
Yeah.
show up. So tell us a little bit about it, man. Who's been out there to visit?
Yeah.
Who have you
So
spoken with today?
first of all, I do have stuff to give away to your viewers that watch now or later.
Yes.
I've got 4 Adam Bensman books, and I have the Roofing Sales Survival Guide. Yes, exactly. So comment that below if you want to win that. Um, comment RoofCon ticket if you want to win that. I have 2 of those tickets, and then I have 1 ticket to Pitch Fest, which is our event with Chuck Toki, Becca Switzer, and Mark Godair from Riva Impact at Hook's office on Friday. And we've been doing we've been doing events at Hook's office lately, and it's been really fun. This one, you get to pitch coaches and multi-million-dollar roofing sales reps and get direct feedback. So you're literally like we're setting up almost like booths, putting on a clinic, baby.
I love it.
And you get to get direct feedback. So you go in, kind of rapid style. It's almost like speed dating, and then you give your pitch, and then you get feedback from people. Dan Walreck, the $18.5 million sales guy, is going to be there. A freak of nature. He's actually just a super fucking nice guy, basically. But and I mean, like, once you hang out with him for a day, you understand how that's possible. It doesn't sound possible, but it is. But anyways, so we've been doing that on lives all throughout the day. So comment below which one of those you want, and we will make that announcement. And yeah, so basically, people have been coming by, or we've been doing lives. Like I did that live with Matt Danskin on a proper roof inspection, and he schools you, and he's from Building Experts Institute. And then we did a live with, who else did we do lives with? We did Mike Goldenstein came by. An OSHA guy came by.
Nice.
So he pulls up to my house dressed as an OSHA guy, and he like confronted me about my lawn chairs on the roof, and that was really fun. I was like throwing lawn chairs off the roof, and we talked about setting up a harness, and as you should do, especially with steeper roofs on roofs. And he talked about a few roof safety things. We talked about cougar paws, which also on the live, or not the live, on the YouTube version of this, we're going to be giving away a pair of cougar paws. All you got to do is comment your idea for my next antic. And let's see who else. We were on Marquise's podcast. I know that's your competing podcast.
I have no competition. Marquise is my buddy. I gave him a little bit of shit though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I feel kind of bad because I probably should have asked you if that was okay. And yeah. And then so the other thing that we were gonna do, and I am calling out Best Damn Roofer here and now. He's like the Kanye. He said he's gonna drop this song, and I didn't get to drop it. I will be hopefully debuting it on the actual video. I didn't get to do my 100 listens. My idea was that I was going to listen to it 100 times because it is, I think, and will be the greatest roofing song of all time. That's why I was kind of upset.
That's setting the bar high because our man already has like the top 5 greatest roofing songs of all time. Yeah. So if he's topped himself, then
yeah, this one
we're missing out here, BDR. This is a little disappointing.
This one is the top. I think it will be it's going to be the song that I want to put on my videos all the time. It's just like, I'm on a roof, just thinking about you. And it's just kind of a feel good anthem. And it was also a little behind the scenes story for you. It was written to Hook's jingle. Because nice. they were going to enter in Hook's jingle contest. We were giving away a trip to, so we really give away stuff sometimes. We gave away a trip to Hawaii, or not Hawaii, to Mexico. Hawaii would be cool too. And so the best jingle won a trip to Mexico, and they were working on it. This is a legend. This has really happened though. He was telling me about this at IRE. And I think you might have even been there, Chuck. We were hanging.
Yes, you and I and BDR had quite the experience at IRE this year, for sure.
Walking around with BDR at IRE is, I don't know, that's a pretty legendary moment. And like, you don't always get to do that. Hanging out with a living legend. And BDR is a living legend. And we don't have that many in roofing. So,
imagine me. I was hanging out with BDR and Tim Brown. Like that to me is like, holy cow. If there's a Mount Rushmore, 2 of those dudes are on it, and I'm not one of them. So that was a legendary moment that I'll never forget. And I remember his specific story was he had gone out the night before to a steakhouse. They were having wine and drinking and eating, and they ended up at the strip club, and our friend Mr. BDR was throwing those $1 bills out there, but he also had a little bit of some gas going on, as I recall. And he shared that story live on my Facebook feed, which was tremendous. Some people told me I should delete it, but I absolutely refuse to. I need that memory for the next 50 years on my deal, because who else has got that story, right?
I don't. You go back and watch it. I mean, I don't think Chuck was ready for it. I think he thought this was just gonna be like a, I don't know, out of character BDR, but BDR. But
Well, that's what I got when he was on my podcast. I got
yeah,
the out of character
yeah,
guy that was all serious. And I was like, okay, I was expecting him to be
yeah,
smoking pot and drinking and like, you
yeah,
know, doing whatever. And he was real serious. So I thought, okay. But I did clearly see, there were some beers involved and it was definitely BDR and it wasn't
yeah.
Josh. And it was like, all right. And hey, when you go live, sometimes you learn
You get
going
what
live
you
can
get.
be shocking.
You get what you get. And yeah, I was like, oh shit, it's on this thing live. But yeah, we did get that story about the gas and the strippers. And then I also got the story. I don't know if you were there, but the story of him writing this to our jingle chords. So I don't know if we'll ever do a mashup of the Hook Agency jingle and I'm on a Roof, but it actually is a really good song. Like it's a listenable song. I think it also transcends roofing. I think people outside of roofing will be able to listen to it because you know how like I'm on a boat. You know what I mean? Like from Lonely Island back in the day. And
Nice
whenever you were on a
reference.
boat, you would
It
think
comes to
about
your
that song.
mind.
You're like in my flippy floppies. Well, you're flipping copies. You know what I mean? Like so then now I think we could really get this out to the masses. They could know that whenever they're on a roof, they need to listen to I'm on a Roof by BDR. So drop the damn song BDR because the people need it. It's for the culture. And it also, every time I need it on Spotify and I need it everywhere because when we're on Instagram stories and people are doing roofies,
We need
I'm
to be able to
gonna,
utilize this
yeah,
tune. This needs to be the anthem of the roofing
dude,
industry. And now I agree. I haven't even heard it yet, but
yeah,
now I have thrown myself in 100% as
yeah.
well. BDR, please, if you're
So,
watching this, which I know you do, you watch all of our
yeah,
episodes. Come on, man. Like, let's
I'm
get this
pleading
song
with
out here
you.
to the peeps.
Everyone watching this, please tag Joshua Bigger and Best Damn Roofer in the comments. Please, and say drop the song. Say drop the song,
Drop the
please,
song, sir. We need this.
please.
I remember when he dropped this song at Lee Hates' event last year, and it was quite magical. He came out and was
Yeah,
singing, and it was like that was another one of those deals where the song didn't really match the BDR persona, and we
yeah.
weren't quite sure exactly what we were expecting there. But hey,
That's what I'm telling you. This goes beyond because yes, you do need songs about like Joshy the Blowman. You do need that. You know,
indeed you do. That's crucial to our industry.
people wonder what good certain things are doing from the industry, and what I want you to know is
Some things are doing absolutely nothing good for the industry. Some
we're,
things are just fun and stupid.
we're
And again,
trying to
we've
fucking
got a
have a good
viewer right
time.
now at 3:23 in the morning. Well, now our viewer just
Yeah.
bounced again, but I see someone keeps checking this out. So, I mean, this is well worth our time and effort. And when I ask, can I do a podcast at 3 o'clock in the morning from a rooftop in Minnesota? In no way, shape, or form am I trying to help anybody in our industry. I'm not
Yeah,
trying to do anything other than something just funny. So
we're trying to
now
be
Tim and
funny.
I can say for the next 50 years, we did a podcast at 3 o'clock in the morning from a rooftop in Minnesota. Nobody else can say it. So there you go.
You gotta do stuff like that. That's just for the kind of for the story almost, you know, in your life. I do think
Absolutely.
I was like, if my life was a movie, will it be interesting? You know?
I think it'd be pretty interesting. I think it'd be funny too.
Good. I mean, that's part of it. You know what I mean? Like, cause yeah, we do look back later in life and we think, dude, did I live? Some people don't even live, man. We gotta do fun stuff. We gotta do weird stuff. We gotta enjoy I always say that to employees. We keep on going back in between the like the super deep and the like. I always say that to my employees. I'm like, I don't just want to make money, and I don't just want to get our clients ridiculous amounts of leads. I don't just want to make beautiful websites. I want to do work, make money, significant amounts. To be honest with you, I really do. And I want to make our clients money, but I also want to have a lot of fun. Like that's where I'm like a little greedy because it's 40 plus hours a week, dude. Like work is 40 plus hours a week. And if you're on a roof for 24 hours, I mean, this
You're
isn't,
putting in OT this week,
yeah,
my man.
this isn't technically that. It's like not that. I don't know if it's work in the same way because I am having fun out here, but it is like I need to have fun, bro. I need to have fun. Like, and I think you should try to have fun. And I know it's all different. Before I ever got into roofing marketing, I had roofed houses for a period down in Florida in the heat and whatnot. I know that it's not, you know what I mean? And I was like that apprentice or whatever that was just grabbing shingles and whatnot. And like, I know it's not just fun if you're just roofing houses, but it is. I did even insist on that back then. I had fun in different ways back then.
Right.
Oh,
You were roofing, of
yeah.
course.
Like,
There's a whole new level of fun that
yeah,
most
yeah,
normal people don't know about.
yeah. There's a different type of fun that we are having.
Our immune systems are strong. That's why we were okay during COVID.
Yes, exactly. Um, but that being said, we all have to insist on having fun in addition to the work that we're doing. I think whatever that means to you, we have to insist on having fun because life is short. And for me right now, that means being 24 hours on a roof and doing crazy stuff like this. Whatever that means for you, I just feel like life's too short, and 40 plus hours a week is too much time to not have fun sometimes at work too. So
I agree. And that's why I love this roofing industry. That's why I love the life that's afforded by it, because I've done some fun stuff, for content creation over the years. I remember 2 years ago, we dressed up as Santa Claus and elves, and we recreated the Office Space deal where they took the printer out in the field and beat it with a bat.
yes,
That was quite entertaining. It got a lot of positive feedback. Last year, we had Mario versus Luigi. I'm still disputing. I feel like Luigi should have won the fight, but I'm out there lightsaber fighting in a field with a guy dressed like Mario. And those have been the
yeah,
most fun things that we've done. This podcast, okay, 3 a.m., here we
yeah,
are. I also one time did the podcast live from a game house in Orlando that was a 15-room mansion, nothing but video games and board games, the entire thing. My room was painted up like a Pac-Man game.
dude.
And I believe that Keepin' It Rio is possibly the only podcast that's ever had the World Skee Ball Championships,
Okay.
as well as me going down a water slide live on the air that was
No way.
shaped like a pool table. So we
That's
innovate,
awesome,
and
dude.
that's what Keepin' It Rio is about. When
Yeah.
people ask me, what's your podcast about? It's like, I don't freaking know. It's not a roofing podcast. It's like, it's a
Yeah.
lifestyle podcast,
Yeah.
because I have some great people that are not roofing related. But it's been so much fun, and I kind of feel like this is my thing. I'm understanding now a little bit more the reach of having a podcast, and like how
Yeah.
you can do fun stuff like this. I've gotten to talk to people all over the world. I've had like magicians and professional wrestlers. I've had dude was a clown from England.
Yeah.
I had a lady in Vanuatu, which is the most disaster prone island on the face of the earth.
Really?
They don't even have water or electricity on 90% of the island. And I pulled a live Keepin' It Real podcast from there. So
Very
that's part of what we're doing. We're trying to leave a nice footprint. I reiterate, sometimes I have great guests on and we have really deep conversations. Like yesterday, my guest yesterday was incredible. It was a very personal discussion, and it was not funny in any way, shape, or form. But then we come back today and we're doing this. So very unpredictable. And I think that's the best thing we can do is just put it all out there for the world. And maybe someday we can help somebody. Maybe someone is wondering, what's it like to be on a roof for 24 hours? Right now, there's a kid that's getting ready for school tomorrow, and his dream is like, I want to be a content creator. I follow Tim Brown. I want to be like this guy. And now maybe they're second guessing it because it's like, oh, this guy's like braving the elements. He's up on a roof. Like, what would you tell to the children who aspire one day to potentially spend 24 hours up on a roof like you're doing? How would you condition yourself if you could do this over again?
Yeah. I did. I'm going to share on the video version. There's a train behind me.
There
here.
you go, ladies and gentlemen. There are trains out here.
There's been a lot of animals scurrying. That's one thing that's kind of weird. And you got to train yourself mentally
Yeah, I was gonna say, here in Texas, especially squirrels and raccoons love to hang out on roofs at night. I wasn't gonna say anything to you because I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if you were aware of that.
Yeah.
And
I had pizza crusts just kind of scattered around me on this roof. So like one don't have pizza crusts just scattered around you.
not
I
on a
kind of
roof
I had like leftovers of pizza because it's kind of like a refrigerator out here, so it's naturally preserved.
for sure.
And once again, I just like for people scrubbing the video, I always do things twice. I don't know why.
Yes, for
Uh,
reference,
yeah,
obviously, this isn't cut up. This is all one take.
yeah, but basically, there's just a little bit of mental preparation that needs to go into this, and a little bit of like I did run a 10K in preparation for this.
Nice.
You you
Physically,
want to
you have to be ready
yeah,
for
you
24
gotta be.
hours on a roof. I get it.
And when you're walking around, like I do think I'm gonna get off this roof tomorrow and kind of have like you know how like when you're closing your eyes after you went to the amusement park and you still see the like the roller coaster in your eyelids.
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like I have like a pitch of a roof, kind of like as I'm like trying to like walk on a regular.
You're going to be stepping kind of funny for the
Yeah.
next several hours. It's going to be great. You need
So
to document that as well.
and one last training tip that I've got is just like if you do have new cougar paws, do take at least a couple miles in them before you get on the roof because I did that and it did help because people were telling me cougar paws and they were
They're
just
stiff.
they're a little rough at the beginning. Um, yeah, so breaking your cougar paws, I guess, and as a content creator stuff. One, I want to note besides content creating, I'm going to give some tips on content creation here in 1 second, but the trades need people. And there's a lot of money in the trades that young people don't understand. And content creator and YouTuber are two of the top things that people want to be these days. There's more jobs in the trades. One, just as technicians, salespeople, installers, all kinds of stuff, administrative, leadership, executive positions, business positions in roofing, in plumbing, in HVAC, in a lot of these blue collar trades, excavation, these types of things. There's a ton of like jobs that people don't know about. So if you're aspiring to be a content creator, also look at these other jobs that can be really well paying. They're anchored and incredibly important for our communities and make money, dude. It's awesome. People don't know these jobs can be very lucrative. And as far as content creation, we need content creators here too. And to get the word out about how important these jobs are to get the roof to get the word out about how important and how grateful we should all be for these basic amenities. That's really what your job is as a marketer at these companies to help people understand and appreciate how beautiful it is that we have all these things and that there are contractors out here that are high quality 5-star contractors. They may have had a negative experience before, but you can show them through video content and through showing a little bit piece of each process, each install process, each sales process, each education process of homeowners that there are reputable contractors out here. So that's our job as content creators in the trades to help people understand there are quality contractors out here. There are people that are doing it the right way. There are people that are educating homeowners and treating people right because that's all we really want. Homeowner, contractor, content, whatever. We want to be treated right, man. We want to be treated with respect and dignity, and that's what we can do as content creators to get the word out about the people, the companies, and the trades in general to the broader world. And I think like in addition to getting leads for these companies, which we're doing, as content creators, as somebody making content in roofing, let's say, let's just say roofing for a second. As somebody making content in roofing, you are sharing not just to get leads for your company, but you're also sharing to recruit
Absolutely. That's a
people.
huge
Yeah,
tool.
to the company because the company, if they're showing some fun stuff too, like let's say you decided to do like a gimmicky video like the one I'm doing with 24 hours on a roof or something that's kind of more fun or weird or out there, then you're showing, hey, this is the type of company that does interesting stuff. It might be a fun place to work. I had people from my company messaging me all day saying, how you doing on that roof, and like, let's get some, like, an update or picture or something like that. So like, we're showing that our company is fun. You can do the same with weird content and fun content, and this really, like, that's a major advantage in this day and age. Not only do we want to get the best homeowner, like, we want to get good home, like, we want to do more roofs of good, interesting people that have money and kind of like entertain them a little bit, but we also want to get good employees that are like good employees um want a place that's not only going to pay them decently, but also going to be a fun place to work. So like, this type of stuff we can do to make it seem like make it seem, truth be told,
I'm having a blast. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure Tim's got a little bit of an act going on right now because he's
yeah,
got to be freezing his ass off. And
I,
again, I appreciate
yeah,
this. You're a trooper, dude. You
yeah,
are an absolute freaking trooper. And I think the industry needs to stand and give this man a round of applause, because like, none of us had the courage to do this. So you've opened a door. You've set a trend. I have a feeling there's going to be like ice bucket challenges now. There's probably going to be like, all kinds of crazy stuff. And why not, dude? Why not? Like you said, you only live once. We might as well have some fun with this.
yeah.
And look, we've got a viewer again. We've got another viewer. Like, people are watching our shit at 3:35 in the morning, and that's
Uh,
out of respect for the sacrifice. And it's probably someone that's like at work right now, working third shift, and they're just bored as hell. And it's like, dude, it's either this or falling asleep. This is way more fun than falling asleep. We're both wide awake. So I appreciate that. Some of the stuff you've got, you said your RoofCon tickets. We've got some Adam Bensman books. We've got some Cougar Paws.
so yeah, comment
Um,
below, y'all, and say which one you want. And I know that will be probably people rewatching this in the morning, to give like a live update around just like what's going on, like, because if
exactly.
you have
That's what I want
beautiful
to know. Let's
cars,
see if we see the blue light and nothing more.
not sure that I can.
I don't want you to get up and walk. I'm a safety
No,
oriented
I'm not.
roof
Yeah,
trainer. So do not
I've
get up and walk at
been
all.
I've been really like in the dark. I've just been like really sticking in one spot, and
Yep.
I'm in this dead valley right next to the chimney. I'm super safe. I've got like rolls of carpet kind of rolled up, and like yeah, I can see the stars. It's beautiful out here. I'm just hearing a lot of like the main stuff that's happening really right now is a lot of like it's something between the size of a squirrel and a deer, just kind of like rustling around in the leaves in different parts. And like I said, like I didn't do myself any favors with the just scattering pizza crusts around me. But really, it's just the cold. That's the main thing. Like, if you did this in a temperate time of the year, if it wasn't this cold at night, I think it wouldn't be that crazy. So for anyone thinking about this, I think it's just really the temperature that made this a little bit of a challenge. This morning it was cold, like sorry, yesterday morning, I guess. It was pretty dang cold for a while. And I kind of just had to start throwing on a few layers. Like, I did bring some layers. I think bring layers. And then of
Like that
course,
you were
like,
prepared for this. This wasn't,
yeah,
you've given thought. You ran a
yeah,
10K, you've packed a bag, you've got an
yeah.
electric blanket. So I
I
mean,
had
that's brilliant.
I did. I had brought so many snacks. Like, I've eaten like two of my snacks, and I just have like a full duffel bag of all snacks, and then like a way too much water bottles. So I've been having to pee, and that's the only thing. Like, I just kind of like, I'm gonna hold on to this chimney maybe one more time and pee. But otherwise, we got through like, I'm getting through the night. I've got probably like 3 or 4 more. I've got 3 or 4 more hours up here. I might do a little live update at the very end of the morning and just do some giveaways. So that will be the last little bit of this. But overall, a very good experience. And I think it just, like I said, like, I think anytime you kind of deprive yourself of modern amenities, you just get grateful for them, right? Like, if you're camping, you're just like, oh, when I get back home, I'm just like super happy to have a kitchen, right? Um, that's kind of my big takeaway. And all this has just been being a little bit more grateful for heat, and being grateful to be on the underside of this roof. And being grateful not to have to shit in a bucket normally. So
Yeah, I mean, those are things to be very grateful for. And I too am grateful for all of those things. Um, wow, dude, we've covered a lot here for
yeah,
a 3 o'clock in the morning podcast. I know that you were sleeping, you woke up specifically for this, which I
yeah.
sincerely appreciate.
Oh,
I wanted to bring the energy. I drank 2 energy drinks. I ate a rib sandwich from the gas station like 20 minutes before we got on. Like, I decided I
I did
wanted to
have
prepare for this as well. I wanted to be
up
ready
and
because
for this. I was like, I'm gonna be too sleepy if so. But I also appreciate you doing this in the middle of the night, dude, because that like I don't know. Do you guys ever sleep out in the cold? Because I know you get super
oh
hot.
yeah. I'll
Like
tell you a story real quick. You're stuck on a roof for the next four and a
yeah,
half hours. I got one.
yeah.
Back when I was probably, I don't know, 20, maybe 21, somewhere in that 19 to 21 range. My best friend and I lived in Columbus, Ohio, and it's pretty cold in Columbus, Ohio. And this was probably, I guess, maybe around October, November, December, somewhere in that little window, right?
Hmm.
And this was back in, I don't want to date myself. I just said how old I was, but it was like in the late 90s. And my buddy's mom, which I'm going to clip this and send it to her because this is a good memory. We went because she was a big fan of this country music star, Neil McCoy. I don't know if you've ever heard of Neil McCoy.
I feel like I may have.
Yeah, he's a country music guy from back in the 90s. And he was having a concert and it was going to be at this venue in Columbus. And I think we might have slightly overestimated his popularity at that point. Like, I don't know, but they were giving away tickets and you had to like wait in line. You had to be there. So we decided that, this is like the Beatles or whatever. And didn't really take into account it's a county fair and there's going to be like 200 people. But we decided to camp out to get the good tickets for this Neil McCoy concert. And I'm not going to lie to you, Tim. This has been 20 plus years ago. I failed. I got too cold. We were sleeping in a car, which is a Ford Escort.
Yeah,
And every once in a while, you could just like gather up the strength to turn it on and turn the heat on, which again, very blessed. If I didn't have heat in the car, I may have
yeah,
only made it like 35, 40 minutes. As it was, I made it like 3 or 4 hours.
yeah.
But we're camping in a parking lot of a grocery store. It's super cold out. Like it was quite the experience. But to
Nice.
make a long story short on that, I didn't survive.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm not underplaying or
yeah.
devaluing the strength that it takes for you to do what you're doing, because I have attempted it previously and I failed. And I
I
didn't even document it, but I'm man enough to admit
I
failed,
just know
dude.
that the most difficult part is like right about now. You know what I mean? In the when it gets this cold, so it's just nice to have like a kind of something to break it up because yeah, whenever I'm camping, I always wake up in the wee hours of the morning and just kind of get like I'm starting to shake or there's different things going on where I'm just like struggling. So it's just nice to break up the night because I know that I would be waking up and kind of like disoriented anyways and just like why am I next to a chimney, that type of stuff. So it's
Exactly. You stand up, you forget you're going to take a piss. Next thing you know, you're laying in the front yard, and it's like, oh shit, I forgot I was on
yeah.
the roof. So
And I
I
got
wanted to do it at 3 for multiple reasons. Number one, like I said, nobody else is doing it at 3 o'clock in the morning, and
oh,
I'm a trendsetter. Number
exactly.
two, I wanted to check in on your safety and make sure
Yeah.
that you were still coherent, make sure that
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
everything was good. When I texted you at 1:30, I didn't hear from you for a while, and I was like, oh, like I hope that the worst hasn't occurred. I hope that like the squirrels, and I think that was the
Yeah.
text I sent. Like, if the squirrels haven't got you yet, like
Yeah.
genuine concern, because I
Yeah.
know what goes on roofs. I've seen some shit. I've been doing
Yeah.
this 25 years. And I wanted to make sure that you were
Yeah.
safe because you're an icon. You're a treasure to our
Thank you. Yeah.
industry. You're a treasure to marketing in general, my friend.
Thanks, bro.
Like, I'd like to see anybody in any trade that's doing marketing do this. And maybe Mike Stearns. I'd like to see Mike Stearns do it maybe in Buffalo in the middle of the winter. I feel like he could probably do that. So maybe that's not a safe challenge
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he'd
And
probably just do it just to say, yeah, what's up?
Minnesota, the way I was raised up, and this might sound crazy to you, but we would make forts in
Out of
this
snow.
out of
Yeah.
snow, and we would sleep in them. No
Mm-hmm.
joke, Chuck. Like, and you can create little fires in there and like little stove tops. So we literally did that back in the day as like a, like it's kind of like Boy Scouts. I was part of something kind of like that, and that's what we do. And I remember being like, you're kind of like, what the heck, but you're also like, this is fun. But yeah, I remember sleeping in one of those back in the day, kind of claustrophobic because you like make your own little spots. So sleeping in the snow. So I've been training for this my whole life.
Exactly. That's it. You were born for this moment, and it's very obvious. There's nobody else that could have pulled this off as gracefully, and there's nobody else that would still probably be up there at 3. I'm not gonna lie to you. When the camera was off, my ass is probably inside the house eating a sandwich. Then I climb back up at 2:45 and say, guys, this sucks. I'm wearing a completely different
No,
shirt. I've got a different outfit on. Nobody recognizes though.
I gotta respect. I gotta just. You guys need to know this is authentic. This is the original. This is the original stuff. I probably look grimy. I was trying to fix my hair. I do have a like important message here to hook better leads.
Indeed.
On my hoodie, and hook better leads, hookagency.com. But I've been up here this whole time, and I am just great. I'm grateful to be on the show. I honestly, I'm in good spirits. The squirrels did carry me off for a bit. They brought me up to they had like kind of they have a spot. Not
Yeah, I know.
here. There's like a.
They have one in Texas too.
It's 2 or 3 trees over, and I think there was a raccoon that was like their leader, and they brought me up to him. They, like they showed my body to him, like
They accepted you into the tribe.
it's
That's exactly what just happened.
No. That's to be real with you. They did, the squirrels did, and the raccoon rejected me entirely. He decided that I wasn't fit.
You don't belong on this roof. What the hell are you doing up here, boy?
I think he thought I was some kind of competition. He had like he was sitting there on kind of like a throne of trash.
Yep.
And he was looking down on me, and he had some type of wand made of toilet paper spools, and he put his toilet paper, and he like it recoiled, and then they had to carry me back, and I was think I was like half awake, but they brought me back here. It's like almost like one of those UFO experiments, but just with squirrels and this raccoon god of some type.
They're not very friendly to humans. I know that. I had one time where we were changing decking around a chimney, and my guys went down just to get a new piece of decking. And Tim, I don't know how this even happened because it was in the middle of the day, and you don't see raccoons in the middle of the day, but it like jumped off this tree and it jumped into this dude's attic. And we didn't know, right? So my guys do the decking, we do the roof. Like a week later, this guy calls and he's like, hey man, there's something going on in the attic, like something's not right. And you always play it off. It's like, oh yeah, don't worry, let it rain once or twice or whatever the tagline you tell the homeowner, it's cool. And the guy calls back like a couple days later. He's like, dude, there's like something in my attic, and it's like in the closet of my house. So we went over there. I'm gonna tell you this story. You're on the roof. So I get over there, and we don't know what the hell's going on, right? But this guy, he's pretty cool. He's an animated homeowner. And he's like, what the goddamn, what's going on over here? It's in the closet. So we don't know what's up. We open the closet door, and there's a giant ass raccoon that's just chilling in the corner. Okay. And basically what happened is he had a chimney leak. That's what the roof was being done. There we go. That's what the roof was being done for, a chimney leak.
Yeah.
So at some point he had the sheetrock guys come in and they cut a little piece out in his bedroom closet.
Yeah.
So all I can figure is we took the decking off. The thing jumped in while my guys were down. They did the roof. They sealed it up. Like a week later, this raccoon's trying to find its way out. It's walking around the perimeter and it falls down into this closet. Yeah. So I've never dealt with this before. I'm not one of those guys that goes and messes with raccoons because I've seen like they have rabies and stuff. I'm not trying to catch that. I've never had rabies that I'm aware of, and I'd like to keep that trend.
Speaking of, I just heard a little noise right around here.
All right. Well, this thing knows what's up. Okay, so here's what we did.
Coming back from me, bro.
All right. Don't worry, you're live. If anything happens, we're gonna call 911 immediately. We've got you covered. Tim Brown, somewhere in Minnesota. So we get to this dude's house, right? And he's freaking out and he's like, oh my God. So we open the thing and we see it. And instantly I'm like, shit, I don't know. What are we going to do? So we start looking for varmint removal companies, right?
Yeah.
And I find this varmint removal company in Cibolo, Texas. I wish I remembered the name because I'd give them a total shout out right now. I call them up and they're like, yeah. We have, whatever the guy's name was, like David or something. And he's going to be there in 20 minutes. I'm like, oh shit, this is great. 20 minutes. Okay. 20 minutes later, here comes this dude pulling up, right? He does not look like an exterminator. He does not look like the guy that you would call to come get a raccoon out of a closet. He's dressed in like his Texas, like cowboy, like nice button-up shirt, creased pants. He's got his boots on, his giant belt buckle. He's wearing a cowboy hat. And I'm like, all right, obviously this guy's confident. He's not worried one bit. So we walk in, homeowner freaks out. The guy opens the door, like, don't open the door, thinking it's going to come running out. The dude walks in, shuts the door. We hear him talking to this raccoon for a couple seconds. Next thing you know, Tim, he opens the door. He's got a giant Tupperware thing with a humongous ass raccoon in it. And he basically just went in and like asked the raccoon politely, hey, bro, get in this thing and I'll take you out. Took it outside, and there's really no dramatic ending to that. But hey, man, raccoons.
That's incredible. And by the way, dude, I'll scream until the cows come home. That pest control companies are great referral partners for roofers, and whoever you refer also could refer you. I wanted to talk about a method for staying up on a roof real quick.
Yes.
If you're ever sleeping next to a chimney, in my case, a dead valley, there's kind of a crease. There's a metal, what is this called?
A valley. Yes.
A valley W or whatever it's got. So you see that ridge there.
Yep.
That's, it's perfect. Like you just kind of get that thing right between your cheeks and you got to grip it. You do have to grip the metal. So just kind of giving you guys some tips on how to stay on the roof. You gotta get your cheeks just kind of clamped around that W
valley. And the truth of the matter is, I live in Texas. We do not utilize W valleys. So if you're on a roof in Texas, you're screwed. Like
you're not gonna have
you can't grip anything. You're done.
Your cheeks won't have anything to grab onto you. What do you guys do there? You guys just kind of just like wing it?
Nothing, dude. Yeah, they just cut the valleys and they just have shingles running up and shingles on top, and you put ice and water underneath it, and that's the way it rolls. Because we don't get ice down here in San Antonio.
Respect.
A cold day here is like 80, so it is what it is. But yes, that's a tremendous safety tip for anybody that watches this who may be sleeping in a dead valley next to a chimney on a roof at some point in life. That's how you do it right there from the man himself.
Yeah, it's metal, but it is, I will say, like, if you're not gripping it with your cheeks, it's just kind of digs into your back. It's that little ridge that kind of,
it's not fun. Standing seam metal is even worse because it's custom made and it's like a little more sharp.
Yeah.
And there was a video I did with TJ McCormick where we were critiquing roofing videos.
Yeah.
And one of them was a guy that was wearing the Cougar Paw metal boots. No, it wasn't the Cougar Paw metal boots, but he was up on the roof and he slipped and he goes falling down. And all I could see in this entire video, I know everybody else probably didn't catch this. This dude caught the very corner of one of those ribs as he was going down the valley. And dude, it was like a machete, dude. Like this guy had to like cut his spleen in half. And they just kind of downplayed that and like left him, he was laying on the ground, obviously, but there was really never any resolution to that. We don't know how he was.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, if that dude's alive, it was a miracle. So roofing is dangerous. It's like the fourth most dangerous thing in the world.
I don't think I would do sleeping up on a standing seam metal. Those things I find them the most beautiful roofs in the world. Seriously. Like I love a standing seam metal roof, just the look of it. Like if you could get like a matte black one, that would be my ideal.
Oh, yes.
But like that's like just a straight up slide. It just you sit on that.
even if you have the Cougar Paw metal boots, I had the Cougar Paw metal boots one time and I went sliding down. I thought, well, that's what you get for walking on a metal roof, Chuck.
And like, if you, I think this might be an old classic joke, but like the closest you'd get like is like if you had your butt cheeks turned the other way. Actually, is like basically the original joke is like, why is a butt crack straight up and down, not sideways? It's like, because if you try to go down a slide, it would go.
There you go. So that right there,
On the
that
stand.
is wisdom from the rooftop, fans. I can't thank you enough, Tim. We're coming up on an hour of being on Keeping It Rio today. To be honest with you, you're only the second person in the history of my program that can tout that you are now a 3-time guest.
Dude,
it's you and Billy Bat. Billy Bat from over in Canada has been on my show 3 times, and you're right there, the Mount Rushmore of guests.
And shout out to just the roofing community in general. So welcoming to me. I'm an outsider, and I know that marketers are sometimes, like it's tough to be friends with marketers sometimes. But I'm really grateful. Like I feel like a lot of love from the roofing community. So I appreciate everyone, and I appreciate that. That's just really nice of you to have me on so many times. So thank you, brother.
Yeah, hell yeah. The roofing industry loves you for sure. We love having fun. And I think that the last 5+ years of our deal here, we've kind of all integrated, and it's like marketing and roofing is just kind of becoming one.
Good.
More so than it's ever been. And I think having guys like you and guys like Mike Stearns and people that do what you guys are doing is absolutely essential to the future of our industry and the future of many more service industries. So it's definitely not something that we take for granted. We appreciate you. And thanks, Tim. Like, I can't wait. I'm going to stay up and I'm going to watch the drawing because I did enter for 2 RoofCon tickets. Like,
yeah,
I'm hoping that I can win. If not, I'll probably buy some anyways. But I think it's a noble thing. I think you're helping a lot of people.
What I'll do is a little exclamation point on this. I actually already have made some of those choices.
Okay.
They were random. I was counting down by 3s. And I can't announce one winner on this podcast.
Okay.
The winner for the first RoofCon ticket is Chuck Allen. And that was actually random. I actually did a little choosing before, and you were the first winner. So I just want to announce that here and now. Chuck has got the first RoofCon ticket. And
see you guys at RoofCon. What's up?
Let's go.
Yes. And Tim, that right there, that made it all worthwhile. Like, this was the greatest experience of my entire life up to then.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, dude, I don't know how I'm going to top this now. Now I'm actually probably going to slide into like a little bit of a depression because I've just hit the pinnacle of life tonight at 3 a.m. So, and I got a ticket to RoofCon.
Last bit, if people watch this far, there is 2-for-1 tickets while I'm still on the roof. And I know that not a lot of people will watch this while I'm still on the roof, but 2-for-1 tickets till I get off that roof at 7 a.m. And I just want you guys to know it's going to be a fun year at RoofCon. We are going to be doing tattoos of your logo. If you want a tattoo of your logo, come to Hook's booth and we will tattoo it wherever you want. I mean, besides like maybe your no-go areas, but butt cheeks probably count. I mean, you could probably do it on a butt cheek. So basically it'll be a fun time. We got some really awesome Nail Guns and Roses tours.
Nice.
That are going to be super cool that we're going to be giving out. And we got this whole like roofing rock star theme in our booth. It'll be a blast. So come by, say what's up. And I just think, hopefully we're just creating content at this thing. I think it'll be a fun place to just like run around and get into some trouble. So Chuck, let's do that. If you don't mind, man, I'd love to create some content with you there.
We're going to make it happen for sure. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Tim, thank you for the last hour of my life here. This has been so fun. Until the next time someone tries to pull something crazy and beat this for being the only 3 a.m. podcast, I think right now we've done something that nobody's ever done before. So
Sure.
it's an honor to set that trend with you, and I look forward to the next 4 hours and seeing how you progress. Enjoy your day tomorrow. Get plenty of sleep, and we'll do this again. I'm going to have you as the first ever 4-time guest at some point in the not too distant future. And for everyone that's watched or watching, thank you guys. This was foolishness at the highest degree, and I love that because that's what we're all about. So until next time, we will see you guys. Keep on keeping it real.